So now that our neck is a solid body, we just got to go through and do a couple of really simple features just to finish this guy off. First of all, in our imported geometry, we have a surface here that represents one of the peg holes. And we want to make sure that the pegs and their corresponding holes have the same draft angle, which is why it's important to use a surface like this one. But you can see that our surface, it doesn't look like it goes quite far enough on the bottom. So first, let's go down, and I'm just going to extend that out. In both directions is fine. We'll go 10 millimeters, just so we got a little bit of extra here to work with. And then I can use my surface cut, or cut with surface, and make sure that that arrow is pointing in, so I'm cutting out that bit. Then we can hide this, and now we've got our hole in place, and it's got the correct draft, so it's going to match up perfectly with our pegs. Now I want to create a couple more of these holes, and I want them to be at these 2 points where we put in our original sketch. So we can go to our Features tab, and we can run what's called a sketch-driven pattern. And in the sketch-driven pattern, we choose our reference sketch, which is going to be this guy. And then under Features to Pattern, we'll choose our little cut. And you'll see that it has recognized that this sketch contains a couple of explicitly defined point elements, and that's important. It looks for points, those little X-shaped things, and it's using those to pattern that cut. We'll click OK, and now we've got our holes all ready to go for our pegs. Great stuff. And now we also want to cut off a little bit of the end of this, because check this out. In fact, let's go over back to our full assembly here, just to look at what we've got. I'm going to show this body we've created. You can see it looks really nice, right? It fits right up just about perfectly. The only problem is right down here. We have our the block comes straight down and then shoots right past the back of the guitar. That's not what we want. We'd like to actually cut this using this back surface so that this is going to be a nice, clean, continuous surface. Okay, so let's take this and open it back up. And we actually have the surfaces that we need already in here. So let's find, this is our back surface. We've already got it right there. And all we have to do is go to our Surfaces tab, and once again, use that Extend Surface, take this edge, and come right on out by, let's say, 30 millimeters. And there it is. We can see that it's cutting all the way through our body. It looks good. Click OK. And now we can do our Cut with Surface. Choose this surface. Make sure the arrow is pointing out, so we see the part that we want to cut off. Click OK. And now we're cut right back so that we're going to match up perfectly with the back of that guitar. And finally, we might want to add a couple of little fillet details here. So let's grab our fillet tool. I'm going to put one on this edge. I'm going to make it nice and small, maybe 3 millimeters. And I could probably put one there too. Would be pretty good. And down here, probably add one as well. Just right across here. Make that, in fact, look at this. You see how this fillet's a little bit ugly? It's kind of skinny here and then fatter over here. Instead of that, let's do a different kind of fillet. Let's use our face fillet. Click this guy and that guy, and just like we did before, we can set this to be constant width, so we get a nice, clean, constant width fillet all the way across there. Much, much nicer. Alright, that looks pretty good. And finally, we're probably going to want, for ergonomic reasons, we might just want to round off this edge a little bit so it's not quite so painfully sharp. So I'll take this back edge, do a constant radius. We'll set that to 1 millimeter. And I want this one as well. And that's a good thing. It's not, I didn't want it to go all the way out onto this. So this looks perfect. And click OK. There we go. Looks pretty good. Now we'll just take this and go to our Features tab, mirror this straight across the right plane, and under Bodies to Mirror, we'll select our body here. Make sure that we are merging solids. Click OK, and we have a neck. Excellent. Close this up. Go back to our main assembly here. Looks beautiful, exactly the way we want it. Let's find our woods materials. Let's go down and find, I think under Organic, we have wood. And inside, I think we want our mahogany. Take that polished mahogany, drop it right on there. We'll say it's for the whole part. Now it matches the rest of the guitar. Looks real nice. Excellent. Good work.